Hey there YouTube. So I decided today that rather than let another project of mine that I've picked up slide through the cracks without getting videoed all the way from start to finish, I figured I'm finally going to pick up the camera and film it. This is my 1948, presumably, Ford 8N. She's a little bit of a victim of time, I guess you could say. Tree growth on it. I think underneath of that there actually might be a decent tractor. She's a lovely shade of metallic blue and black. Factory original colors, as you can see, but she's actually not that bad. Most of like the steering rod linkage and stuff is still loose. Brakes and stuff aren't locked up, gear selectors working and everything like that, steering's not tight. Mostly all there. Comes with a nice little linkage bar there. Tires are decent, I guess you could say, except this one. We've got a little bit of a tube leak issue going on. Definitely got some concerning wiring here, which, yeah, that's sad to say the least. No, that's just not even happening. We're not even going to put a charge on that. If you've been to Walmart, you probably recognize that battery. So, let's get started. Okay, and like that, we've got her broken loose. You want to grab this with both arms and you want to yank it as hard as you can. That was going to be a joke, but actually it's stuck on there. Let me get a hammer. We broke free. Tractor leaned a little. And we're back. Okay, so time for another quick update. I have removed, for the most part, the junk wiring here that was all hanging down. You know, it had the ignition switch and the other stuff all kind of jumbled in with it. Did make my way over to Tractor Supply and got some nice new cables. I'm actually going to reuse one of these grounds to try and save a quick buck or two. This one over here is hooked. I've got it hooked directly to the starter. This is just for testing for right now. We're going to make sure our starter is alive. Found this one sitting on the shelf that I guess is left over from some other project of mine. It's got a date on it of 12/13, so a 5-year, almost 5-year-old battery that kind of was holding a charge. I hooked it up to my car and let it run for about an hour, and it's kind of holding a charge. It may or may not be better than the EverStart. The EverStart might actually put it to shame, but for now we're going to try this, and we'll see what happens. Oh, that sucks. Nothing? Oh, man. Let's try take 2. Uh-oh. There we go. I think that's my headlight wire. Yeah, no? Yeah, my headlight wire appears to be getting caught in my fan blade on the ground side, but a little bit of fuel and she would have started. No. But we're getting closer. So now that we've pretty much established that we're cranking, our starter is good, at this point you probably want to start turning your attention to the carburetor at this point. Now, these things can be funny. I've had tractors in the past that sometimes you can get away with not touching these at all. They either leak or the gas evaporates and they wind up not being fouled up inside. However, in the case of this one, I don't know if you can see in there, it looks like maybe a little bit of debris in there. It's not exactly clean looking inside there. So when I was at Tractor Supply, I picked up a carb kit for this carburetor. Just gambling on the fact that probably the gasket isn't going to be any good when we divide this thing right here to get a look at what's going on inside. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. I think if I pull that off, my carburetor's stuck. Let me get a hammer. There she goes. See, that's why I didn't want to just start her up. See, Mr. Spider has made himself a home in there. Yeah, there's definitely something living in there. We'll take our carburetor right here, and we'll take our newly acquired carburetor kit for Ford, put 2 and 2 together, and we'll have ourselves a good working carburetor. See if we can get a little percussion here. Always a good sign when dust comes out. I can honestly say I've seen worse. This isn't too terrible. This is, well, it's hard to tell, but if I had to get, well, our float might be, our float's got a little spot here. We'll see what's up with that. Yeah, I've seen far worse than this. This carburetor is every bit savable if I had to guess. See if we can get our screw out here. I would say a bath and some carb cleaner. And maybe a new gasket, and we might be off to the races. We've got our carburetor all cleaned up, as you can see. It didn't quite clean up as good as I thought it would, but hey, it's good enough, right? Yeah, so now we'll start the process of putting her back together. I think in this kit, really all I'm going to use are the 2 gaskets. I'm not going to fool with redoing the seat and stuff like that. Most of that stuff turned out pretty good. Gasket goes on. There's your carburetor.